Africa holds 30% of the world's mineral reserves, yet it remains the most economically vulnerable continent. This is the paradox of plenty. We are exploring how a continent rich in lithium, cobalt, and oil still struggles with industrial capacity.
By 2050, 1 in 4 people on Earth will be African. This youth bulge is a double-edged sword. It offers a massive consumer market, but requires 15 million new jobs every year just to maintain stability. Human capital is now the continent's most valuable asset.
But there is a wall in the way: debt. Many African nations are caught in a cycle where interest payments exceed spending on healthcare. Rising global interest rates have made refinancing nearly impossible for commodity-dependent states, creating a fiscal straitjacket. Take Nigeria, the continent's largest economy. For decades, it has exported crude and imported refined fuel. The shift toward value creation is finally beginning, with massive projects like the Dangote refinery aimed at ending foreign fuel dependence and stabilizing the naira. South Africa remains the most industrialized nation, but it faces structural bottlenecks. Energy shortages and logistical failures at ports have capped growth. To survive, it is pivoting to the green economy, leveraging its platinum for global hydrogen production. In the north, Egypt is utilizing its strategic geography. The Suez Canal is no longer just a transit point. It is the center of a massive industrial zone. By building new cities and manufacturing hubs, Egypt is positioning itself as the bridge between Africa, Europe, and Asia. Kenya has bypassed traditional banking through mobile money. M-Pesa was just the start. Now, the Silicon Savannah in Nairobi is attracting venture capital for agritech and fintech. This digital-first model shows how Africa can leapfrog old technologies. Ethiopia attempted the East Asian model: massive industrial parks and cheap labor for garment exports. Despite recent conflicts, its focus on power generation, like the Grand Renaissance Dam, remains a blueprint for energy-led industrialization. The world's electric vehicles cannot exist without the DRC. With 70% of the world's cobalt, the Congo and Zambia are now demanding more than just mining. They are pushing for local battery assembly, keeping more of the value chain on the continent. To trade, you need roads and power. Africa faces a $100 billion annual infrastructure funding gap. Without reliable electricity, local factories cannot compete with global imports. Solving the energy crisis is the prerequisite for any industrial revolution. Internal trade is the game changer. Currently, only 15% of African trade is intracontinental. The African Continental Free Trade Area aims to change that, creating the world's largest single market and reducing reliance on external shocks. One major hurdle remains: currency. Volatile exchange rates make long-term investment difficult. Many nations are now exploring regional currencies or digital payment settlements to bypass the dependency on the US dollar for internal trade. Africa holds 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land. Agriculture should be an export engine, not a food security risk. By moving from subsistence farming to large-scale agritech, Africa can become the world's breadbasket. Global powers, the US, China, Europe, and India, are all vying for influence. But the African strategy has shifted. It is no longer about aid, it is about investment on African terms. Partnerships that include technology transfer are the new priority. The road to industrialization is long, but the foundation is being laid. From Nigeria's refineries to Kenya's tech hubs, the transition from resource extraction to value creation is the defining story of the 21st century. Africa's rise is inevitable.